Yeah, so I'm on my way back to Smiths Falls now. Um, on my way back to Smiths Falls, and another thought has entered my mind. I was just going past my old school, um, St. John's in Perth, and up at the corner from my old school, there used to be a Gulf station. You remember the old Gulf stations, GULF, Gulf Oil Company. Well, anyway, there used to be a Gulf station up there. It was called Jack Gamble's Golf. Gamble was the man's last name, Jack Gamble. There's a family of them around Perth, Gambles. Anyway, it was called Jack Gamble's Golf Station. Jack's long dead now. He died decades ago. But when I was in school and in high school, there was a service station up there called Jack Gamble's Golf Station. Anyway, later on, towards the end of my high school career, the Petro-Canada Corporation bought out all the Gulf Canada stations, and so Jack Gamble's Golf became Jack Gamble's Petro-Canada station. And now there's a Tim Hortons there. The building's been torn down, it's gone, and there's a Tim Hortons donut shop there now. But anyway, I remember when I was in high school, though, one of our teachers had an Oldsmobile car. It was the Oldsmobile. It was called an Oldsmobile Cutlass Salon. They were an odd-looking thing. They had a slanted back on them and stuff. They were weird-looking. But that's what it was. It was an Oldsmobile Cutlass Salon. And it used to break down all the time. And so me and the other guys used to push it around the corner and around the other corner and up to the end of the block there on the Jack Gamble's lot so that Jack Gamble could get it running again for the teacher. And that was something we did on a regular basis, a bunch of us anyway. We pushed this car up to Jack Gamble's Golf Station, which then was a Petro-Canada station. But I remember, though, when Petro-Canada was being formed, they were buying up all the service station franchises that were going under, basically, in Canada. They bought up British American, BA, They bought up Petrofina. They bought up all the Gulf stations. And through the 70s and 80s, they did this, and they formed the Petro-Canada Corporation, which was a crown corporation. And of course, their gas at Petro-Canada costs more than gas anywhere else. I could fill my gas tank up in Texaco in 1985 for less money than it would cost me to fill my gas tank up at Petro-Canada. So guess where I filled my gas tank? I filled it at Texaco, of course. I bought the Fire Chief blended gasoline. Cost me less money. Anyway, here's the funny thing about all that, though. I'll tell you the story here. I remember my dad, and my dad tended to see things as they were. He was a realist. For all his ups and downs and all his troubles and his faults, he was a realist. And my dad, one time, I remember, because they used to have these commercials, and the commercials appealed to our patriotism. And the commercials told us how proud we should be to be owners of this crown corporation, and what a privilege it was for us to be able to buy our gasoline from our very own crown corporation, and how proud we should be of that, and all the rest of it. And my dad, I remember, he was listening to one of those commercials one time, and he said, yeah, we should be effing grateful to pay more for gas because we own the company. This is what he said. And, he wasn't wrong. It was kind of stupid, really. They were telling us, that's basically what they were telling us, is that we should be grateful to get screwed every time we filled our tank, because after all, we own the company. And I used to think, as a as a taxpayer, and in those days I was a taxpayer. I worked full time and I did pay taxes. And, you know, in those days, I remember thinking, like, you know, I've never seen a dividend check, and you would think if I was an owner of the corporation, that I'd get a break on gas instead of having to pay more for it. You know, it seemed kind of strange. I mean, if I owned a restaurant, then I'd think if I wanted to go in there and eat a hamburger every so often, at the very least, I should get some sort of a discount as the owner, you know. I shouldn't have to pay what everyone else pays for the food, given the fact that I'm the damn owner, after all. Hopefully being the owner would count for something. And anyway, but no, you paid extra because you were buying it from your own company, and you were to be proud of that because, you know, it was just a great privilege to be buying gasoline from your own store and paying extra to do it. Anyway, just another funny thing anyway that I recall. Kind of silly, but I do remember my dad saying that, though, about how, yeah, we should feel privileged to pay more for gas because we own the corporation, you know. Anyway, kind of funny stuff, but yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, I've got to stop and get a tank of propane. That's why I'm back in Smiths Falls. I was going to buy a tank of propane when I was in Smiths Falls the first time,